Welcome to the first ever Lockup Podcast. I am your host, Brian Saxton, Michael Cole, JBL. Now I'm just
sorry, JBL doesn't have
Jason, JC, and Miguel. Guys.
That's right. My name is JC, and we are your host of the Lockup Wrestling Podcast. I'm here with Miguel to my left, Jason to my right, a.k.a. Rusev.
Machka. Rusev. Machka. That's all I got is Machka.
Machka.
He says
I like it.
times a match. Machka.
All right. So, this is the inaugural edition of the Lockup Wrestling Podcast. Our first time here doing this wrestling podcast. We're going to talk about a lot today. We're going to talk about Takeover Dallas from this past weekend. We're going to talk about Wrestlemania 32 and also the Raw after Mania.
I think Monday Night Mania has such a better ring.
Monday Night Mania. We'll take
Monday
Night Mania.
Their hashtag thing is completely wrong. It's Monday Night Mania.
So hashtag Monday Night Mania is the thing. But yeah, so we're going to start off talking about Takeover Dallas. How do you guys feel about Takeover Dallas?
American Alpha. That's all I got to say.
American Alpha.
I refuse to call them by that.
That's their name. You're just going to have to accept it.
They're as good as their name is bad. I cannot stand them. The name American Alpha. But Jordan Gable, what a huge payoff. And this is what the art of slow booking is.
Yeah.
They built them up. We saw a Takeover Respect, how good they were. Mm-hmm. They opened up eyes and worked their way through the NXT Tag Division. And at the same time, the Revival and Dash and Dawson almost came up together at the same time. And huge payoff at the match. Couple little botches, well, big botches in the match. Yeah. But outside of that, they pulled it out. It was a fantastic showing on them.
Even though with the botches, I think it set the tone for the whole.
Absolutely.
It set the whole tone.
It's a great opening match.
Show. It was great. I enjoyed it. Even with the botches, I give it a good.
Oh yeah.
I'll go on record on saying I like American Alpha.
Me too.
I think they're a great team.
Jordan
Gable. But I think the outcome was wrong this time, guys. I think the Revival is a really good tag team. They really hit the nail right on the head this time with this heel tag team in NXT. And I think it sets a great tone for the NXT tag team division. And to take away the belts from these guys, I mean, do you imagine the heat the Revival would have gotten if they had beaten American Alpha at Takeover Dallas?
Very true.
It would have just been so much heat on them. And I think it was a missed opportunity on NXT's part to, instead of giving the crowd everything they wanted that night, which, I mean, you guys took away a lot. I'm just saying, Bayley is not champion anymore.
I know, my heart still aches.
And I'm still hurting over this.
I want to say something, though. At first, I was happy that they won. But now, it's been 3 or 4 days since the whole takeover.
Yeah,
I have to agree. It was that wrong outcome because you got to think too. The Vaudevillains debuting on SmackDown before Blake and Murphy,
and that's what I'm afraid of.
Which for me is heartbroken. These guys, Blake and Murphy, did everything. They beat everybody.
Yeah,
unless they're winning for Alexis Bliss.
And I think that's what's going on with the whole call-up thing.
But they got to think, though, Enzo Cash debut on Raw and without Carmella.
I'm just saying.
So, I think you guys are right. It should have been, the Rivals winning. It could have kept the whole storyline going on for a bit longer.
Well, here's the thing, though. In NXT, especially in the tag division, outside of Enzo and Cash and Dash and Dawson, there hasn't been a real rivalry. In the NXT, it's more like, okay, we drop the belts, we go to the main roster, or we hold on to the belts, beat these tag teams, and everyone just kind of floats around. Exactly. And I think that is kind of what we saw this past weekend with Enzo and Cass showing up on Raw, Vaudevillains on SmackDown. We're trying to make the tag scene less crowded and saying let's put it on those guys. Because why? Because they are over tag team. And I, for a moment there, I was going back to thinking Revival should have won. I mean, I do agree with you to a point because I'm like, if they're not going to put the belts on Enzo and Cass in NXT, why would they jump the gun and go with the hot team? And
because they're hot. Not to say they won't be hot in the long run. These guys are great team, and they are really hot. But I just think the longevity of their hotness could have been preserved if they would have took an L on Friday.
But I think this is the beginning of an actual true feud of these two. I mean, could you imagine getting a 2 out of 3 falls match between these two teams?
That'd be cool.
Or like a first ever Iron Man tag team match or something like that.
Yeah.
There is a lot of potential possibilities with these two teams because these guys are not going to be on the main roster until probably after SummerSlam, if that. So there's still a lot of time here.
Yeah.
I say let's go for it. Jordan Gable I believe was the right call because of the payoff, because of the long road they went over to get the belts. So I believe it was the right call because I think there's still something in there because with a lot of people feeling that the NXT roster is kind of depleted after events of SmackDown and Raw.
Right.
I mean that is going to be the feud. That's going to be the thing that's going to keep eyes on that product.
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so. We don't know just yet. We're at that stage again where a lot of the call-ups are happening all at one time. There are so many call-ups this week. I mean, this year they went all out, calling up so many roster picks from NXT. It's kind of scary when you're looking at the NXT division now. This is a brand, and I think we need to remember that this is not developmental anymore. This is a brand, and it's almost like it's like taking the ECW originals away from the ECW brand when it started. You know, it's just it doesn't make sense. And now you're sort of putting the it's a plus and it's a minus because you're putting the brand in a position where they might not be able to pull any crowd revenue at these shows now because a lot of their star power is gone. Granted, they still have your Finns and your Baileys are still there technically, and Joe for now. But who's to say? I mean, SummerSlam's, when you look at it, it's right around the corner. And they're going to need to pull up talent again. And the longevity of NXT's roster right now is in question. But let's see where this goes. You got the Global Cruiserweight Series going on. That could be a huge pull for NXT.
Oh, it's going to be.
Yeah.
If the rumors are true about the signing of Kota Ibushi.
It's signed.
Yeah.
It is true.
Well, I know he signed for the event, but if if that's part of the NXT deal, you're in for something.
Don't forget. We also saw
Bobby Roode.
And that was a sure sign. I don't care what anybody in the community says. Yeah. That's a sure sign. When you pan to that
in the front row, you might as well have just signed.
Did you see his facial expressions?
He's like,
yeah, I'm signed. Make a meme.
Let's talk about the worst match of the night, but with all due respect to Austin Aries and Baron Corbin.
That's hands down my worst match of the night.
But that's not necessarily a bad thing because this was a stocked card. This card was stacked. There's always going to be a bottom match, and there's always going to be that top match. And everything great in the middle. The match was good to a point. It shows like Baron can still, he's at a point where he was at NXT and being able to put someone over.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like Baron Corbin has been kind of ousted out of the NXT title picture, in my opinion, way too fast. And he had a story arc with Regal about him, disrespecting Regal, him being disrespected, about being overlooked in the whole NXT title situation.
Yeah.
But for him to go out there and Austin Aries does not need to be established, and I think that's one thing that
should have took the L.
Yeah, I think he would.
Aries can put Corbin over.
I think he would have spied with the L. Or at least got the W, have Baron beat him down at the end of the match.
Something. Give me something.
Let's talk about a sad night for all the Bailey fans.
This was my
face. I don't know if I can talk about this.
It was sad, but we knew sooner or later it was going to come.
Wrong call. Again.
Wrong call?
Wrong call.
I don't know. As much as I'm a Bailey fan,
well, you think it's wrong call because she did not debut on Raw on Monday?
No. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that automatically when somebody loses the belt, they need to directly get called up. I'm not saying that. I think it's the wrong call just based on the fact that does Asuka really need to be undefeated?
Same argument can be said for Finn.
I don't think Finn should be undefeated. I think Finn needs to take some L's.
I think Finn's a little protected, honestly.
A little?
A lot.
A little?
I'm being nice because he might.
This man's got a fire blanket on.
He may be bored one night and just, I'm going to watch some smarks on YouTube and see me. I'm like, yo, Finn, we love you, but...
No, dude, I wore your shirt in the commercial.
Yeah, we wore the shirt.
Don't get me wrong. I love Finn Balor.
But you were dancing with the Bailey song.
Yeah.
Can't really dance to Finn.
Yeah,
you know?
No.
Finn's
you
music.
do this, that's about it.
Exactly. That's about as far as I go with Finn's music. But anyways.
So what do you think about the whole Bailey and Asuka match? What do you think about
the match, okay, maybe it's because of the result. I don't know. But I don't feel like this was a great match. I expected more out of the match. I thought it was a good match. But wasn't great. It wasn't better than some of the matches that we've seen in the women's division at these takeovers. But I think that's really based on the chemistry that these two had. This was their first time in the ring together, as to my knowledge.
I don't even think they've done house shows together.
I don't even think they've wrestled in house shows together. So for them to have their first match at this takeover, it's hard to compare to these other women's matches because you've had women, the 4 horsewomen that work together all the time, and they had great matches. Of course, Bailey and Sasha had great matches because they worked over and over and over again. So it's very difficult to compare it to these matches. I think it's even I won't say it's worse than Nia Jackson Bailey because I personally like the Nia Jackson Bailey match.
I did. I mean, the whole time, but also at the same time, the whole time during the Nia Bailey match in London, I'm like, how's Bailey going to win? She's not going to belly to belly.
Exactly.
That's not going to happen.
But did you think the same thing with Asuka? Because
Asuka,
I don't know. I don't know how she could have went over on Asuka anyways, even though I wanted her to. A Bailey to belly is not gonna do it.
Even though she lost, I'm glad that.
But
she still didn't tap out.
She looked strong.
She made her look strong enough that it's not gonna hurt your momentum
but also the storytelling match was there. When Bailey came out, she wasn't afraid of Asuka. She had a little
was as happy as I've
she
seen
still
Bailey.
gave out her hugs.
Yeah.
And not like she was discrediting Asuka, but I think as far as the storytelling goes, it's like she had some swagger. Look, I beat Sasha Banks twice. I beat Alexa Bliss. I beat my best friend in Carmella. He's like, I beat Nia Jax. Who's this Asian chick? We were talking before about going into the match with Bailey. I talked about a little bit of swagger that she may have had, because I noticed coming from her facial expressions coming down to the ring, she had a little bit of a smirk, like she wasn't afraid of Asuka. So I think where they're probably going to end up going with the match is where I think where they're going to go with the match is basically, she was overwhelmed by Asuka. I mean, she looked out of place a lot in the match, and I think even though that she didn't win, a lot of people assume that she's going to come up to the main roster because of the loss. I think there's still more story to tell, and I think we're actually going to get probably a better payoff after what happened on Friday night.
Well, we gotta find out and see then.
I think that there's the thing about the whole Bailey and Asuka thing is that I fear more of we're gonna get this rematch and see Bailey lose again, and then does that hurt Bailey in this situation? Does that make Bailey look worse? Does it, if she is gonna get pushed to the main roster after that?
I also remember Sasha Banks lost twice to Bailey.
Yeah, but that's bad.
Yeah, but she was also.
But that's bad.
But also at the same time, she was also doing she was getting herself established on the main roster
at the same time. Exactly.
At the exact same time.
Right.
Where Bailey hasn't made that shot yet.
There was you and I argued about it. It's like Bailey's a champion. She can go to the main roster. Well, think about it. Paige was a champion before she went and she went to the main roster. Seth Rollins was a champion and he went to the main roster, but then he came back to NXT. He just struck the belt.
But to comment on that argument is that at the time that Seth Rollins moved up and Paige moved up, NXT was not the forefront. They didn't have NXT didn't have the spotlight that it does now. So for them to move up, it wasn't like there was so much attention on Rollins being champion. I mean, a lot of people didn't even know Rollins was champion at NXT until much after Rollins was already on the main roster. So,
like prime example was like when Big E debuted. I'm like, who's this big black guy?
I had never seen Big E.
I had no idea who he was.
So,
well, let's talk about what could be arguably should have been the main event, but wasn't the main event. Nakamura versus Sami Zayn. Guys, I think it was the show stealer of the night.
Mm-hmm. There's so much. Look, this is an hour.
So much love on that match.
Hour and a half long maximum podcast. I could sit here for 2 episodes and tell you all about Sami Zayn and Nakamura. Of course I'm not. Of course I'm not. But I want the world. I mean, what can you say? I mean, the world knows how great this match was. And if you don't, or if you haven't seen it, then you need to go buy the WWE Network like now.
How much is the WWE Network again?
It's literally $9.99.
$9.99? That's it?
I think
it's $9.99.
For all my Spanish people.
It's $9.99. It was great.
This guy, the guy who can't shut his mouth. He's actually speechless about how great this match is.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm new to the whole everything that's going on in New Japan. I've started doing my homework on that for probably only a couple months at least. And Shinsuke Nakamura was one of those reasons. I heard he had a match with AJ Styles at Wrestle Kingdom 10. Mm-hmm. And that opened my eyes. And for those because with WWE, a lot of their fans, they're in that WWE bubble. They don't get to see too much out there.
Right.
And so for Shinsuke Nakamura to come in, and everything you saw in that match is Shinsuke Nakamura, and it was a great introduction to him. Everything about his entrance music. Mm-hmm. I love that entrance music. I can wake up to that every day. It's my workout jam. It's my workout jam. But it was a great introduction to Shinsuke. And it just goes to show you, I mean, fans love him, and everything he sweats charisma, and it showed in the match. I mean, very rare has Sami Zayn been in a situation to where we're not cheering for Sami. You know, he's the most over guy there.
Oh, they cheered.
Yeah.
Oh, they cheered. It was
for
definitely
Sammy it was definitely a 50-50 crowd. Actually, I would say it was a 100-100 crowd. Yeah. Because the Sami Zayn chants and Nakamura chants, they're the same people. It was a 100-100 crowd.
And you look in the crowd when you're watching the match, and I look at the guy's face while he's chanting, and he literally says, Nakamura, Sami Zayn. And he's like, he changes his voice in the chant. Like, you're the same guy. You don't have to do that. That wasn't me. So, you know, I think you're right. I think it's a great introduction of Nakamura to NXT. I'm really, really looking forward to where they go with him. I don't know. Do you launch him quickly like this and put him into a title picture with Finn? We don't know. We'll see what happens. But
sorry, guys. I was talking to Triple H.
Oh, got it. Trips. Oh, okay.
He's got his connection.
We're talking about the taping in 2 weeks.
Got it. Oh, that's right.
Got it. Oh, 2 weeks.
28th
on April 28th at Full Sail University. That's usually where it's at. Yeah. Tickets are sold out.
My markout pants will be on.
Oh.
Yeah. We're talking like 4 hours a week just losing my shit.
I will be in full effect at these tapings.
It's already planned for Nakamura already.
Talk about it.
As you know, they're planning a trip to Japan. Chris Jericho is supposed to be.
So there is longevity.
Jericho is already supposed to be the one before Nakamura. There's also, today, in a podcast, Sam Roberts, AJ Styles was interviewed, and they brought up Nakamura, and he said that he already fought him once already in Japan, and he would love to do a storyline with him again. That'd be awesome.
It's gonna happen.
And of course, I think the guy that will, in my opinion, is going to defeat Finn Balor will be Nakamura.
Yeah.
And so, you know.
I don't see anyone else.
Well, yeah, because we're in the situation with Finn. I know we'll probably touch on the match with Joe.
Yeah.
But the thing is with Finn Balor is, you know, you put him on the main roster. Who's that next top face on NXT? Because right now there's no, after what we saw on Raw, with the promotions, who's going to be that guy? Who's going to be the flag bearer? Who's going to be that guy? Because obviously NXT is very face friendly. I can't remember the last time Kevin Owens was the last heel champion they had. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then Kevin Owens is so over with the internet fans. Just know,
he was face.
You can't boo Kevin Owens. He insulted me and I loved it.
I literally said, yes, right to his face
like,
when he called me an
was
idiot.
Like, yeah, he did. Yeah, I was like, yeah.
And I was wearing a Brooklyn hat. I was wearing a Brooklyn Nets hat. It was great.
Right, well, let's just talk about the main event. I know a lot of people had a lot of their opinions due to the blood and stopping the match. I think it was a good match. I think the blood and stopping told a real good story to it. Brought different type of element to the match, even stuff like that. But Jason, I know you're gonna disagree with me about it. So let me hear it.
Well, obviously, the blood was definitely improvisation. That'll probably be the word I would use. It added to the match, but I would say in a negative way, only because it did interfere with the pacing of the match, and that's for the most part my only complaint. And we were talking about this earlier. Like the crowd chants about in that match was like, "Let Joe bleed," and I'm just like, "Come on, guys." They are people in the ring. We're gone all medieval gladiator all of a sudden. And I understand it was just a cut. Joe could have worked through it. But we live in a day and age now where there's so many eyes on the product. And especially after everything that happened with the whole Daniel Bryan thing, it's like we got to start protecting talent from themselves. Mm-hmm. And that showed in the match. I mean, kudos for those guys. They still put on a decent match. And I think because of the stoppaging and trying to patch Joe up, it a lot of people say it kind of messed up the finish. I think the finish was the exact same.
Yeah, it felt like that was the plan.
I think that was the plan all along. But like I said, it was just the pacing and the moment of the match. Like every time they tried to go 100 miles per hour, they were cut down and go 50.
Yeah,
it became an issue. Every time it sped up, it had to slow down. So I sensed the crowd frustration. But at the same time, it's like the Let Joe Bleed chants or FPG, all those chants. I'm like, it's really uncalled for.
I think it was a little much.
Yeah.
On the crowd's part, you don't need to do.
But it's like
it was very gladiator-ish.
Yeah, it feels like the crowd's going out of the way to put themselves over and it took away. Yeah.
And he was pretty lit on that.
And I like the way that Joe came into the match though, because he was more aggressive this time. He looked more confident that he's gonna beat the living crap.
I love Joe's entrance. I mean, the camera shot to when after, because first off, Finn's entrance was amazing.
Texas Chainsaw.
I love how he looks surprised to see his NXT Championship after every demon
time.
entrance. He's like, "Oh,
I have a belt.
Oh, there it is." It's like Lord of the Rings. Precious.
Yes.
He's like, "Oh, there's my belt."
I love the angle when he was thrown over the barricade and came back up. Mm-hmm. That was camera work. I
hope to God that security guard was planted because
he got knocked. That guy got knocked, and I said it as soon as it happened. I was like, "Oh my God!" Please let that be an indie star.
I mean, we can talk about NXT Takeover all day, but we have to talk. But move on.
Before we move on,
nobody cares. Jason.
Everybody cares. I want to add to what you guys are saying about the match. Do you guys think that the fact that there was London and London was so good, that had an effect on the way we thought of Dallas because of the cut and the pacing of this match, that it sort of it took the wind out of the match?
Their London match rose the bar. I believe that was Finn's best match in his WWE run, his match against London. So I was expecting it to meet those London expectations, and unfortunately it didn't. And a lot
due to the cut.
Yeah, you could say it because of the cut, but even if you take the cut out of it, and it was the exact same match, exact same finish, and so forth, I would still have to say the London match was way, way better. But, and I don't know if the cut would have made much of a difference in that.
I don't know because I can disagree, because I don't think we would ever know what the match would be like without the cut. I think they went completely on the fly when that cut came into play, because they had to stop the match.
Well, the match did definitely feel a little improvised after like the second checkup.
I like the match.
I like the match. I'm just saying. I think the stoppages,
the whole blood thing, the stopping thing, it brought a different
type of. These stoppages weren't improvised. They weren't.
It told a good story.
They're not improvised. They weren't planned.
It told a good story that if they continue the feud, it'll be better.
That's fine. What I'm saying about it is that these stops in the match took time. Mm-hmm. They took time out of the match. You guys got to remember, they might give this match 20 minutes, and every time somebody comes and stop, that's 2 minutes.
Yeah, that 20
taken
minute
out
match.
of the match.
That 20
minute match actually became a 14 minute match.
Right.
And with that time, I don't think that they were able to deliver the product because of that.
But what happens if there was other plan the whole time? Like,
I don't think that was. No, that cut happened on an accident in the very beginning of the match, and it happened so early in the match. There's no way. There's no way that's planned. And the fact
he
that
was definitely busted open.
the fact that the doctors came, stopped, and then left, and then came back to stop tells you right there.
You saw Sexy Ref throw the X.
Throw the X
in that match.
Yeah, and he was cut deep. There was a big ass glob of Vaseline just sticking right out of Joe's eye in that match. But I'm just saying, I think that cut dwindled down. Hopefully, I really do hope we get Samoa Joe and Finn Balor 3.
Yeah.
At the next takeover, because I think that way we can get the match we really wanted.
All I'm gonna say for that, I want a cage in NXT. I think we can do that.
Not happening.
I think Joe and Finn deserve a cage.
Everyone in Full Sail dies.
Yeah, when at Full Sail. I mean, no spots off the cage because Full Sail's a very small building. But
He'd hit the roof.
I mean, it could be the old school blue bar cage.
Something.
I think
Make it
NXT
black and
deserves.
yellow.
I think they deserve a cage
match.
match.
It's too small.
You could pull out those things from the back and set it up. You just can't raise them. You'd actually have to go out there and set
tall
up the
it
ring.
is, though.
What's that?
Because that screen that's in the middle is pretty low.
True.
It's pretty low.
The only thing I can see is a street fight, probably 2 or 3 falls, maybe a 30-minute Iron Man match.
Yeah, very.
I mean,
very
there's
easily.
other matches. They could do a ladder match in there.
They showed they could do a ladder match.
Yeah.
But you really want to see Joe climb up a ladder?
Why not?
Kevin Owens can climb a ladder.
I would love to see Joe fly off a ladder on the Finn. I think that'd be great.
Let's talk about the
That's
show.
Takeover Dallas. Let's move on.
Let's talk about the shows on the show. Let's talk about. All right, well, let's talk about it. Opening match. I think it was a.
Are we talking pre-show?
Well,
all right.
We
The 10-woman tag match. Let's talk about this.
I think we can wrap the pre-show up in just a few minutes. Pre-show matches did what they needed to do. I honestly
do you think Ryback and Kalisto set the pace?
I don't know about setting the pace.
I don't know about setting
it was a good
the
match.
pace. It was a decent match. I don't
wasn't...
think Ryback gets the credit that he deserves for the way he works in the ring. And sorry guys, stop the Goldberg chants because Ryback.
I won't stop the Goldberg chants
because
I won't.
Ryback can do so much more in that ring than Goldberg ever did, and I don't think he gets the credit for it just because he's a big, bulky, bald guy. Ryback doesn't get the credit he deserves, and he made Kalisto believable, and that's kind of hard given their size difference.
I don't know. I didn't get that.
But Kalisto did have some amazing ring gear, entrance gear.
I thought his entrance was real cool.
Yeah,
the gear was real cool.
Pretty awesome.
But I don't get that from the match. I don't get that Ryback made him believable. I just didn't get that. I think the match was decent. It was a decent match.
It was an odd pairing, but I mean,
We also got thing too.
But I also get why it wasn't on the main card.
Yeah, I understand that.
Only a quarter of the people saw it.
Yeah,
the arena was still empty.
Yeah,
there was still technical
bringing in people.
Going on.
That did take away from the match because the arena was not even a quarter full. Mm-hmm. I mean, people were still sitting down during the opening match with the Intercontinental Ladder match. People were still coming in and sitting down. Yeah. But it's expected when you're trying to put over 100,000 people into a building. Yeah. It's going to take time.
You think they should open the doors earlier? For WrestleMania now?
I don't think they could have because of the fact of the power. I think that's what delayed the opening of the doors.
And I heard they had the metal detectors.
There was just a bunch of technical issues because the power was out.
Then we got the women's tag match. As we know, rumor has it that Brie Bella was this last match. And she got the win.
Good for Brie.
Way better than I thought it was going to be. And I did not hate Eva Marie in this match.
I thought Eva did spectacular.
Didn't hate her.
Mm-hmm. She had a few spots. But the fact is,
she was hidden by 8 other women too. So,
well, there's that. I mean, you got to showcase everybody in the match, but every spot Eva had was like clean. It was fine. She didn't botch anything. Every move she hit was perfectly fine.
When she was going for a slice spread, I was holding my breath. I'm like,
but it worked. It worked. It was, and they changed the name to Sliced Red.
Sliced Red.
I love it. We said it when we watch it. How cool it is to watch Paige and Emma in the match fighting each other. Even though they were in the first NXT arrival.
Because we watched the Rival
and we watched
live.
Now we watched
it live on television, and we saw that Emma Page match. And I remember watching that match and saying, "Why is Emma not this good on the main roster?" Like, I had never thought Emma was like a great wrestler until that match.
If there is a true comeback story in WWE, it will still see what they do with Emma on the main roster, but it definitely goes to Emma.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm glad that every girl had the spot.
Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah.
Even Summer Rae did what she had to do.
Actually, believe it or not, I mean, I may get some heat for this. Yes, Summer Rae will kill your storyline. If you want to end a feud, just end a story or whatever. Just insert Summer Rae.
I just don't
kills
like
it.
I don't
but
like it.
in the ring, she plays a pretty good heel.
Yeah,
and it's definitely like I saw her a couple times in NXT. I'm like, I didn't realize she was a wrestler. I saw her do a couple tag matches back when it was,
BFF?
back when everyone was getting built up.
Yeah,
Charlotte and the whole BFF angle. I did not hate her. I think there's a lot. I'm not saying there's a lot of potential in Summer Rae. I think what you see in Summer Rae is what you get, but she wasn't horrible.
You don't get much.
Then you got the Usos versus the Dudleys. I think the Usos' job now for WWE it should be to help the new talent up. Like
honestly,
you mean the Dudleys?
The Dudleys.
Honestly, the pre-show veterans, as I like to call them, the Usos. They have pre-showed. I think it was either 4 of the last 5 or 3 out of the last 4 WrestleManias. They have been on the pre-show.
You just won me over with that one.
They are the pre-show vets, and frankly, both teams could have took the night off.
It was a bad match. That match did not need to happen. I mean, let me ask you this because I wanted to ask this earlier. Do you think that match could have been better had they been on the main card and added the table stipulation?
No.
Really? I think what that match is what you saw is what you got.
So it was just bad chemistry.
The only way that match would have worked is that from the table perspective, if they did the table match similar to what they did the Rumble 2000 with the Dudleys and the Hardys, which I think of all the table matches, that's the best one.
Right.
But I think these four could have had the night off.
I have faith in the Usos, and I think they're good talent, and they should be used differently. They just didn't have any chemistry with the Dudleys.
The issue with the Usos now is like people have caught on and we're bored of the Usos. I mean, I love them as a tag.
Make them heel. Screw you. I know you say no heel turns. Damn it. Heel Samoans.
No heel turn. I'm saying that's not the answer to everything.
No, it's not.
But
heel Samoans is the answer to everything. Damn it. I think all Samoans should be heel. And that's not a racist thing. That's just a real thing. All Samoans need to be heel. Roman Reigns needs to do it. The Usos need to do it. Book it. Make them heel. But then again, who's the face tag team?
New Day.
Oh, well. Yeah, they can do anything.
Skip some matches for
okay,
we
that'll work.
Talk about all of them, but
no.
Or we can talk.
We can definitely skip the New Day.
No, you can't skip New Day.
You skip this match. Damn it, you skip the match.
Skip the match.
Talk about their entrance. That's it. The entrance is awesome. Bootrition facts is a thing.
So we talked. So anything about the New Day and
let's put it like this: if I'm introducing someone to pro wrestling, it would be really hard to introduce them to New Day because someone, if we're looking from a stranger's point of view, it's like, wait, these guys really came out of a cereal box dressed as cartoon characters
with unicorns on their tights.
With unicorns on their heads. How do you explain it to someone who is not following this team? I mean, frankly, I'm like, everything that is right about pro wrestling now is, at least WWE's wrestling, is in New Day.
Yeah. The beginning was good, the entrance, and then the ending with the legends coming.
I don't even care. I didn't need it. I didn't need.
Everything between sucked.
Yeah,
the match was bad.
The Intercontinental match, you had Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Stardust, who paid tribute to his dad, which was awesome.
Love the tribute. Love the tribute to Dusty.
Really cool.
Then you had Sin Cara, Owen White.
That was a cool Dallas tribute.
Then you had the Zack Ryder, and then and then the KO guy.
That guy.
The guy. KO guy. The guy that should have won. Right.
A little. I will say I don't want to say teary eyed, but a little emotional. It's like when Owens came out, that massive pop that he got, and Sami Zayn came out with that massive pop. I was like, yeah, you saw. Kevin Owens is great at. He sells absolutely everything, but that emotion. You could not take the smile off Kevin Owens' face.
I got goosebumps thinking about it.
You really couldn't. And same thing.
He should have walked slower. He should have walked slower.
Well,
that's right.
He was so. Well, the thing is, there were 7 entrances.
That's right.
And then he was the last one, and he was so intense and hype from hearing. I guess roughly, due to speculation, roughly 100,000 people. Yeah, just roaring for Kevin Owens.
100,000 in quotations.
Yeah. You know how
thanks,
Melts.
You said Kevin Owens should have won.
Yes.
Jason?
I am going after. We all know the results. No spoilers are really needed. I would have to say,
if you haven't watched Mania,
with what they did on Monday night, they should just gave it to Miz. They should just gave it to Miz.
No,
I mean, there's money to be made off of. No. Obviously, Owens and Zayn is going to be the moneymaker this year. That's going to be feud of the year, hands down. And I don't think it needs the Intercontinental title for that.
No, I think. Look. This is the Intercontinental title. It's a belt that they've been trying to make important.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a feud. The title does not need to be.
It doesn't need, but it doesn't mean that it can't be in it.
But they don't need a title right now.
I don't care. This is the thing. I don't care. Look, the Intercontinental title is a title that they've been trying to make important for the past year. More than that.
Years
but when they gave Bryan the belt at 31, that was their sign of, we're going to try to make this an important belt, right? You give Kevin Owens, the guy that's got the most momentum, the most steam. This guy got the belt. And he's going into Mania, and he might have had it for 2 months because he just won it. He just won the belt, right? And you're telling me he's going to drop the belt. So, and I don't care about The Miz. The Miz could have brought Maurice in a different angle. It doesn't have... That angle really doesn't need the belt, okay? I guess it was important for Zack Ryder's character, but then he loses on Monday. It's stupid for the belt to change that many times. It's stupid for Zack Ryder's character to have this big moment and then lose it the next night. And then it's stupid for KO to have to drop it.
It also you have to see too that maybe could be the beginning for Zack Ryder.
The beginning ended on Monday.
No, I'm saying I lose the match on Monday. Now I'm in a big high profile storyline for him.
How long are people gonna care?
Yeah, but that's the thing is, it's like Zack Ryder.
How long can I care about Zack Ryder?
My issue with Zack Ryder is he's always kind of been like, during his little pop 4 years ago, he was more like a flavor of the month, type of deal. And I just feel like it's cheap and it's not fair to Zack to. We're just going to sell you out because, your dad's at ringside. Let's go for that moment. And they did the exact same thing with Christian when he won the world title. He won the world title because
of Edge.
For a moment.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to capitalize on a moment, and there was no real payoff. And I'm just like, if you're going to go... I'm not a fan of losing a belt in 24 hours.
Right.
Because if that's the case, then you should have the other person retain it or the other person who won it in that 24-hour span win it in the previous match. I think they blew an opportunity with Ryder.
I think... Hands down, my thought is Miz shouldn't have won the belt at Mania. I think that would have been a huge botch.
I
call it what you want.
I'm softy. I think Miz is one of the most underused guys.
You guys
underused, not underrated.
Marie shows up at Mania and does what she did at Raw. You think
you can't pull that off with 6 other guys in the ring.
Yeah, that is true. I would say that would have worked, but when you're gonna pretend 6 other people in the ring, you're looking stupid. Hey, there's this girl out in the ring. Let's look at her.
So all 6 guys are gonna look at Maurice?
I would.
You know,
she is nice. She is nice to look at.
I want to say this though. I'm a huge fan of Stardust. Mm-hmm. I am. I think I'm still want to know when is this moment gonna come up.
But it's not like Stardust hasn't had moments.
I think his moment was last night with the polka dot suit and the polka dot ladder. I think that was a fitting moment. I'm not sure if there's going to be a big payoff for the Stardust character. I know everyone's calling for him to become Cody Rhodes again.
It doesn't need to happen.
I don't think he has to. Even if he becomes Cody Rhodes, it's going to be the exact same Cody Rhodes he had before
I personally like the Stardust character. I think it's really cool character. It's fun to watch. His character is so eccentric.
I mean, how many gimmick characters do we have on Raw right now?
There's not many.
There's
not many. But like I said, I'll stick by it. KO is the guy that, and I'm not going to say he needs to be the guy that's pushed to the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
Because there's already a situation going on with that. But if you're going to make the Intercontinental title as important as it was when, the Bret Harts, the Mr. Perfects, the, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, all these guys, I mean, Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn is the guy to do that with. But Sami's a fresh face. He's new to them, to relatively new to Raw. So you give the belt to KO so he could retain at Mania, and then you give him a bigger push.
I think misconception is that it's either the belt that makes a superstar or the superstar that makes the belt, but it's more so the feud that makes the title important, because that's what made Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon WrestleMania 10 so great, was the feud they had, going into about who the true Intercontinental Champion was and so forth. And there have been some memorable feuds over the IC belt, and that's been lacking over the last few years. But it's like, as far as Zayn is going to go, I have to agree with Miguel. I don't think that feud needs the belt.
But so you're saying that feuds are the thing, the aspect that fuel the
I see what you're saying. Like using the Intercontinental title as a fuel to add to the feud.
It's just a variable. It's just a variable. The Intercontinental Championship is a variable in these feuds. So originally, my thought is it should be Zayn and Owens at Mania for the Intercontinental belt. I think that was a money match, and I think that's what everybody wanted to see. I understand it's early to do that. You have plenty of time to fuel off this Owens and Zayn.
And by have that match, more people are left off the card.
I agree. That's where
that's what this match was for. Was to get people on the card.
Right, I get that.
We gotta move on, Chris.
Yes,
we got one.
Owens should have won.
All right. We gotta talk about Raw too. All right. Let's see what else we had. Brock versus Ambrose.
Bad match.
Worst match of the night. Agree.
Bad match. I don't know about worst match because the Usos and the Dudleys was just horrendous, but it's probably second or third for the worst match of the night. I mean, it has to compete with New Day versus League of Nations. So.
Going into this match, I think expectations were reasonably high, and that's the thing. I used the word reasonably. They booked Dean Ambrose in this match to be the never quit, never die. I'm always going to come after you. I'm not going to give up.
1F5.
Yeah, 1F5. And we didn't see any of that drama and coming in that match itself. It's like I thought this was. Dean looked stronger in the match with Triple H. He looked stronger in the triple threat match at Fastlane. And he looked stronger against Kevin Owens at the Rumble and in the Rumble match. And I'm just like, he's getting this build. And then it fell apart at Mania.
I felt like it was like a Randy Orton and Triple H thing. How Randy was attacking everybody and made him look strong. And then we come to WrestleMania. So how Triple H
It's the
won.
same flop. Yeah.
It's the same thing.
It's the same flop.
We didn't see no wagon coming out with Dean.
Yeah, what was the point of the whole wagon spot
on the night before? The whole chainsaw thing came out and never used it.
I'm sort of glad
if anyone expected a chainsaw to be used in a street fight, I want you to
at least turn it on.
They barely teased you with it.
Yeah.
They barely teased you with it.
The bat with the
he could have used
the barbed wire.
He could have
used that and never did. Or he could have used it himself. Brock Lesnar could have reversed the hold or used it on him.
Or at least swing. I think did he swing in this?
No, he held the bat and then he ran at Brock and then got hit.
Yeah, so I think the whole storyline was so good that when he came to the match, it just flopped.
Yeah, this is a typical, like you said, typical Randy Orton versus Triple H situation at 25. The great build for the match. They had a cool segment with the backstage where he drove in and got attacked by Brock. They had really cool segments with the interview, the walking right past Brock, looking Brock right in his face and telling him he's not afraid of him, the wagon, all these things. Mick Foley, what's his name? Terry Funk. All great segments, and then to lead to a match that's so lackluster is just typical reminder of 25.
Do you think they did this on purpose to slow down the momentum of Dean Ambrose now because he's so hot that he should be the next? He could be the next WWE champion. They said they slow him down, wait till SummerSlam or wait till later on in the year, and then start all over again with him. You think they should have just kept it going?
I mean, I'm just not sure Ambrose fully recovers from this as over as he is with the fans.
He'll recover. I think the fans will always love Ambrose. But the mistake in that, if that is the case by some reason that they tried to slow down the momentum of Ambrose, they also made a mistake because that was Brock's worst match.
I think Brock was.
I think that's Brock's worst match since he came back.
I think Brock was exposed for what he truly is. People complain about John Cena and his 5 moves of doom. Brock has 2.
But Brock looks great doing it.
Yeah, he does. I mean, 3 if you want to count knee strikes in a corner, but it's just suplexes and F5. That's all Brock does.
Yeah, but don't discredit Brock because Brock has a specific intensity to him that his match against Rollins and Cena, granted Rollins and Cena carried the match, just the intensity in the story and the emotion that Brock brings into the match.
Brock,
it's just bar none.
Brock brings
some of the best stuff WWE
to whatever
has.
he's doing. But the thing is, it's like, let's go back to 2013 with Brock and CM Punk. The match was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it was the match of the year.
So do you think it's a chemistry issue?
I know, because Ambrose can work with anyone.
Do you think Brock had the wrong opponent for WrestleMania?
I think Brock wanted to collect his check and go home.
No, man. I think the match is booking like that's a money match.
There was a rumor that he was frustrated because he wanted Wyatt instead of Ambrose.
So maybe Brock changes the finish.
I guess Rock wanted Wyatt. Like, we're gonna give Wyatt to Brock. Wyatt to Rocky. And
which was shit.
Yeah, I'm not.
Shit booking.
Yeah, that's not on our review. I don't even know.
We're not even gonna glance over that.
Let's talk about what should be arguably the match of the night, the Divas match, the triple threat. Yeah, Charlotte, Banks, and Becky.
Match of the night.
I'll have him start.
Becky.
Wait, what do you think?
Becky had a normal entrance. Then you had Charlotte with Ric Flair's retirement robe coming out with the pyro, the whole works, which was awesome. Then you had Sasha Banks coming out with Snoop Dogg performing her entrance music out here.
Right.
I think it was a heck of a match. I think all three girls elevated the title and made the title what it should be worth right now.
I'm just gonna stop calling them women's wrestlers because they're
superstars.
They're just wrestlers. They're superstars. I mean, I'm not limiting by. I mean, just what they did in that match was just and that was one match that I was going in saying this match has to be great. It has to be. I hate to say NXT caliber, but it needed to raise the bar. This match needed to make a point, and the building of the match was very good. And I had the anticipation for this match.
Does this bring more aware to the veterans in the back now?
It should.
Saying, yo, these three girls came in their first WrestleMania and stole the show, and we still here haven't done shit.
Well,
I don't want to say that.
I don't want to say
those guys work just as hard as they do.
They haven't had the same. They haven't had the same quality of matches, but you also got to think of the way they're booked. They weren't given a lot of time in their matches at Mania. They're always booked in multi-people matches where they want to fit every diva in the match. So it's very hard. I think it's very hard on divas like Alicia Fox, Layla's, and the Bellas. Yeah, Alicia Fox is a great diva, but she's always booked in very crappy ways to put other people over. Yeah, I think her hottest spot was the Crazy Alicia. Crazy Fox was the best moment for Fox, and not to mention her Divas Championship run. She was the first African American Divas champion. So I thought the match was fantastic. It's my favorite match of the night. More than the entrances, more than the gear. This was a great introduction of the women's championship being brought back into the fold.
We know Charlotte won. We know Banks elevated more. How you feel about Becky now?
I was actually pulling for Becky. I know everyone was like, this is going to be Sasha Banks' moment.
This guy,
yeah.
This guy.
And the thing is, here's the reason why I was pulling for Becky.
I can't.
Let's go back to when the Shield broke up. And prior to that happened, it was okay. Roman's probably going to be the guy. Ambrose is going to be the guy with the mic seals. We all thought Ambrose and Reigns were going to be the two that really shine out of the Shield. So what do they do out of nowhere? They swerve us, and Seth Rollins joins the Authority and gets the mega push. And the guy that we thought was going to get lost is all of a sudden in the forefront. I thought something like that was going to happen with Becky Lynch. I didn't actually think it was going to happen. I was hoping, fingers crossed. I thought something that was going to happen with Becky Lynch at Mania, but it took either way. I'm not disappointed with the finish. I mean, I just hope Charlotte. I just hope that she's not on TV because Ric Flair needs airtime.
That's a cool point. That's a cool point.
To wrap this up, did the right person win in your opinion? I know you could say
Look, I'm biased. I'm obviously biased in the situation because of my love for Sasha Banks. But look, this is my view on it. I think the fans who watched NXT and watched the Four Horsewomen stuff, I think we know Becky Lynch is great. I think we know the potential that Becky Lynch has. Is it Becky's time? No. Okay? I think.
Do you think they did a slow build with a big payoff with Becky Lynch, or do you think she gets lost in the cluster now?
No.
The soon-to-be clustered women's division.
It's too narrow to be clustered yet.
Not quite yet. I still think it's going to be clustered really soon. Really soon.
What with Bayley?
Not just with Bayley, with the introduction of Emma. We'll see.
I mean, you got to think the Bellas are leaving. Layla left, so a lot of
Bella is leaving.
Nikki's not coming back right now.
Oh no, she has a neck injury, but
and who knows? She might not ever come back.
You have Emma, you have Natalia. I mean, you still have Tamina and Naomi. You still have everyone else.
Yeah, but
still around there.
There's multi women feuds going on now.
You think they should bring a new belt to the women's division?
Like a women's tag belt or something?
No, please God, no. Don't do it. Don't do it.
It's
just
idea.
too much.
I mean, TNA did it, and I'm not even sure if it's still around.
Yeah, but you got to look at it. In the grand scheme of things, there's not really that many divas. I know it looks like that when you're trying to book single feuds. You bring a tag team division, there's probably 2 tag teams that are going to always fight each other.
Let's go ahead and scrap the word divas.
I apologize. Women.
So let's see. We saw tag team. We don't want to talk about The Rock.
No. Not talking
All right,
about
let's talk about the Battle Royal. What y'all thought about the Battle Royal?
Right decision. Right decision to
great way to bring Corbin in.
It's the best. It's the best way that this whole Andre the Giant Battle Royal has been used since it started.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the WWE title match: Roman versus Triple H.
Did we skip anything?
I don't think so.
Oh, we haven't talked about Hell in a Cell yet.
Oh wait, no. Styles and
Hell in a
Jericho.
Cell.
Oh, Styles and Jericho.
Oh wow. Styles and Jericho.
What a
my bad.
That was the second best match on the card, and it was just edged by the women's. I absolutely love that match. I could watch that. I
I love the match, but okay, I guess you could say second best.
Yeah.
Easy the second best match. All right, let's talk about Edge and Jericho. You think this is a great payoff for
AJ and Jericho?
AJ and then Jericho. You think a great payoff for AJ losing the match at Mania, then go to Raw, become the new number 1 contender?
Based on what happened on Raw,
If you gotta go about based on what happened on Raw, it's like, I read comment post all day. I'm at work, working the line. I'm just like, this person's stupid. Yeah, whatever. Come on, guy. That one's
you hear that? He thinks you're all stupid.
It's like that one's in all caps. Come on, but
heel.
But it's like with AJ Styles, is like, okay, he beats Jericho. Oh, Jericho's doing another job, putting people over. Jericho beats AJ. Oh, AJ's getting buried. Jericho beats him again at Mania. It's like, oh, there goes his Mania moment. Oh, they're wasting AJ Styles. AJ Styles wins the Fatal 4-Way on Monday night. Oh, now it's too soon.
What the hell do you people want?
Exactly. But I think there is a bigger payoff in the end. I think something's going to happen between Reigns and Styles, and I think it may be one of the biggest angles that happens this summer. They're setting up for a pretty good SummerSlam.
I have a question for you guys later on when we do the Raw review about this whole AJ Styles Roman thing, and we'll get to that at the Raw review. But AJ and Jericho, great match. I think it was cool because we got to see heel Jericho win.
The only
Mania.
Jericho, by the way. There's only one Jericho. Since 2008, there's only one.
There's only one. But I think it's really cool that we saw the match like that. I don't think AJ needed to win his first one, just like I don't think Austin Aries needed to win his first TakeOver match. But, granted, people are going to have their opinions about it.
What y'all thought about Mick Foley, Shawn Michaels, and Austin? Michaels is in his best shape of his life.
It's like,
Foley.
I'm like, Michaels brought in ring gear.
Okay,
Mick how about that?
His Mick Foley old gear. The only
Cactus Jack gear.
Hey, only person I would have marked out if Austin when he came in his ring gear, but it didn't happen.
He's not.
But at the same time, it just goes to show that WWE still relies on the old timers for the cheap pops, and it was a cheap pop. I mean, it was a cool moment to see the three of them in there, but Austin, Michaels, and Foley. That's three random guys that just been backstage.
You think that's a weird combination?
Yeah, absolutely, it's a weird combination.
It was like Vince was walking around with a clipboard in the back. It was like, Austin's here.
Yeah.
Foley,
Michaels, you got ring gear?
Yeah.
All right.
No.
Yeah.
All right, we need you.
Okay.
Next segment.
Honestly, I thought,
and we're gonna pair you with the League of Nations.
Actually,
It's crap. I don't know. I won't say it's crap. It was really cool to see them all come out. It was unnecessary.
It is what it was. It was a cheap pop.
It was
and,
unnecessary.
It had its effect.
For a show that went directly through the card, barely any backstage segments. It was base wrestling. Like these matches were going back to back to back. For a show of that caliber, no Flow Rider concert, no Diddy concert. For a show of that caliber,
there was a rumor speculating that Flow Rider was in attendance. He was scheduled to perform, but due to time constraints,
the show went over 4 hours, almost 4 hours.
4.5 hours.
4.5. It was a long.
Well, due to the time, they cut it off.
Good.
And said, we're not gonna
I'm glad they cut that out instead of a match because that would have enraged everyone.
Yeah.
Because in 29, the Diddy concert was the reason that the Divas didn't fight.
Yeah.
All right. So we talked about all matches except 2.
We're missing the main event and Hell in a Cell.
In the WWE title.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the WWE title. But
okay.
Not talk about a whole bunch because we already know our opinions and we can move that into the Raw previous.
I don't even think I have anything to say about this.
Triple H versus Roman.
No. Hell in a Cell, I got a bunch.
Mm-hmm. Roman won.
I got a stunt at you.
I thought it was a good match, but
Crowd didn't care.
You
thought the main event was good?
It was a good match, but it didn't live up to the expectations.
It was. I've actually been very quiet about the Reigns Triple H match. I mean, I didn't know we were doing this until 24 hours ago. But I'll go ahead and finally air out my opinions on the match. The match.
Don't forget, we got an hour show.
I know. Okay. The match actually. I'll keep it simple. The match actually was not that bad, but it suffered from the Brock Ambrose thing of opposite booking. This match was built as a fight. You had Reigns winning the title, Triple H taking it away, Roman taking Triple H out after TLC, Triple H coming back, taking Roman's out, with both busting each other open and so forth. It had a true fight feel. Despite the crowd reaction, they still stuck with the booking regardless of... Okay, I get it.
This is what I felt about the match.
Note taken. but like I say, it started from opposite booking. I felt it was booked as a fight, and instead we got a wrestling match with a couple spots. I thought the match was okay. It wasn't amazing. The crowd was.
What would you?
The crowd was probably exhausted. What's that?
What?
Oh, dude, this match was full. This card.
I don't think they were exhausted.
Full. Well, then they also paid money to boo Roman Reigns.
I think everyone went in.
They spent thousands of dollars to boo Roman Reigns.
Everyone who bought a ticket to WrestleMania went in saying, "Hey,
I'm shitting on Roman."
You're in here for the same reason that I am, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're gonna shit. We're gonna shit on Roman. And look, I'm just gonna say one thing about this match. This is the third Triple H goes into a championship match at Mania, goes into the match, and you look at his face. You look back at his face when he fought Roman on Sunday.
We should not have gone on last.
He looked at Roman and probably said,
all right.
Well, I guess we just gotta go with it.
Let's go with it.
We're here. We're here, so we gotta go with it.
That phrase sums up this whole book.
There was an argument the whole entire week saying that Triple H wanted to be last because the title should always be the main event.
The title doesn't always need to be last, and there's proof of it.
Because
Jericho Triple H at 18, 25 with Orton, and now 32.
Because McMahon wanted the Hell in a Cell match to be the last match.
So did I. I still think that should have been last.
I also agree with you saying the Hell in a Cell should have been the last match. Because there was a lot of elements in the ending of the Hell in a Cell match when Taker took off his gloves, when Taker walked up the ramp, turned around, give him the smirk. That could have been a cool way to end it. Also, a cool way to end it when Shane got on the ramp stretcher with the thumbs up. That could have been a cool way to end it. As well. But there was a lot of them.
But you have all that pyro though. You have to end it in the pyro. I mean, is there that big of a celebration of Undertaker killing Shane McMahon with all that pyro? That's true. For the end of it.
That's true. But I think there's also a different way you could have gone with the ending of the Taker and Shane match.
Yeah, there's multiple ways. But I did not hate the Reigns match. It's the fact the crowd gave Crowd didn't care.
I guess I just gotta go back and watch it.
All right, so Shane and Taker. I think the second best match of the whole night.
We're not going to talk about Stephanie McMahon eating a spear, which is Roman's
my
pop.
God. How do you pop to that?
We
I
love
was devastated.
We love women violence. Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. The woman that brought back women's wrestling to the main roster, and you're gonna boo, or you're gonna boo her, and then you're gonna pop when she gets speared by a man. Oh yeah. Domestic violence is really being put out in the forefront.
We love our women. They're gonna get beat like men.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You want to be in the men's world.
I was trying to erase the memory of Stephanie.
It was horrible.
Actually,
I still booed.
Any excuse to look at Stephanie McMahon from what she wore at 32 is good for me.
But kudos to Stephanie McMahon for making the biggest attempt to try to get Roman over.
No, she tried. She tried hard.
She was the only one that could try to do it.
Yeah.
Triple H couldn't do it the whole match.
All right.
Talking
about getting Roman over. Did Triple H?
No.
We
you don't even have to finish that
Who you
question.
think is going to get Roman over?
Nobody.
You think he needs to go heel? You think he needs to go heel?
Yes.
You think WrestleMania should have been the spot to go heel?
I don't know. I just don't know how you do it.
There's no way you turn Roman heel when you've got the biggest heel in the company besides Owens in the Authority.
Yeah, you can't turn Roman.
It doesn't
You're trying to do a double swerve.
What? Stephanie's supposed to screw Triple H? Because the crowd is cheering for Triple H when Triple H has repeatedly screwed Roman. It doesn't make sense. Right. Now with the angle that you got going on now with AJ, there's a lot of room for that.
All right, let's talk about why it should have been the main event and could be arguably the second best match of the whole night. Hell in a Cell, you had Shane versus Taker.
Yeah,
I think it was a phenomenal match. I think. Shane,
this is gonna be your worst podcast.
I think
I'm about to shit on Jason.
I love how Shane told Taker to bring it every time. Every time he did it.
That was the Dean and Lesnar match. They took the Hell in a Cell and was like, "Hey, you know what we're supposed to book with that Dean guy?
Yeah, we're gonna do that with Shane.
We're just gonna do that with Shane and Taker."
I felt like I saw Brock versus Roman again.
Exactly.
I think they took the same concept, but like, yo. You're going to be Roman. Taker's going to be Brock. You guys can do it again. And this time we're going to put it inside Hell in a Cell.
For all the haters and the doubters, I just want to say thank you for proving me correctly and proving this guy correctly. We have gone from the top of the announcement of Shane McMahon versus Taker and said, yes, this is cool. It's interesting.
I still said why.
You can say why.
I'm still saying after Monday night. I'm still saying why.
There's
more to it. There's more to it, and this is going to continue on. Apparently,
yeah,
this is obviously going to keep going for God knows how long. Apparently, but
it could end a Survivor Series.
Who knows? Who knows when it ends? I just want to say the match. I know it was a lot better than what some of us.
I never once said the match was going to be crap. I was going to put that out there right now.
No, but you did say
the booking.
You did say why they were going to have this type of match.
You said you didn't know why it was Hell in a Cell. You didn't know why Shane was booked in the match. Shane's not a wrestler.
No, I didn't know why Taker was booked in the match.
Well,
same thing.
Well,
yeah, I didn't know why Taker was in the match.
Regardless, Shane is not a wrestler, but Shane is a freaking spot freak, and he showed the hell out of that on Sunday.
When the spot happened, because we're going to talk about
we're talking about which one? The
spot. The spot. There was only one major spot, and that was it.
I think there was a few spots. I mean, there wasn't any major spots except for that.
Painfully obvious spots, which really could have been improvised a lot better. But for example, getting out of the cage, he brought out the wire cutters. That could have been done during Taker's entrance. No one could have actually saw that, saved that spot, and
those bolts were already cut, right?
They were already. Why bring it out?
I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they did it, but if you look at it,
it was a ridiculous.
There's literally no possible way he could have been cutting bolts.
It was a ridiculous setup that could have just been saved for Taker throwing Shane through the cage and it falling down. And we could buy into Undertaker's amazing strength at 50+ years old, throwing Shane through a cage. I thought that was an awkward. It was an awkward pause, awkward moment in the match. But then again, I could be overthinking it. I could be dumb. I could be completely wrong.
Well, you also got to think.
It's one spot.
They were fighting for 20 minutes already?
Yeah.
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 I mean, they needed to take some time.
So much going through your head in 20 minutes.
That match was like 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, it was. There's so much going through your head. You probably forgot. Oh, they already cut the.
Yeah, but the thing is, that was an example of an awkward spot because as soon as I saw the bolt cut, I was like, okay, they're getting out of the cage.
Yeah.
I mean, they really could have hit that spot for. They really could have like.
Done it.
Fix it differently to make Taker look stronger than throwing through something that was already cut.
I gotta say one thing, though.
But as far as the actual spot off the Hell in a Cell, I will gladly eat my words. I've been saying since the booking, he's not gonna do that spot. He's too old. He shouldn't be doing that spot.
Oh, he did it.
Then we got a sneak peek of his abs. I'm like, Monday Night Raw.
Best believe that was a flex.
Yeah.
That was a flex on Shane's part.
Like,
Shane hit you with that. Just want to show y'all what's going on.
He's like,
there's a lot going on under this jersey,
Internet
baby.
guys who doubt me, I got a V.
I gotta say, I have to give great credit to Undertaker. He did a phenomenal job carrying the whole entire match.
And that was one of the big things about the match.
Is like Shane.
Everyone assumed that Taker would be the one being carried because of his age. Taker showed he can still carry a match.
No.
Taker carries people in his sleep.
I think
all the time. Sometimes that's why they want to put him with someone.
You got to know Taker's a ring general.
CM Punk carried Taker in 29.
You guys got
for good reason. For good reason though. Punk was in the prime of his career and he was way too hot, way too fast at the time to be booked against Taker and Taker try to rule that.
You gotta think too, man. They're playing this thing out perfectly. They did. They had to.
I still wouldn't say that.
They're playing it out that I'm gonna protect Shane as the best I can. I'm not gonna hurt him. We're gonna play this out right. And Taker did a phenomenal job.
Taker definitely protected Shane.
And Shane was a great student. And Shane is a spot wrestler.
Shane McMahon,
the match was great.
does what Shane McMahon does. I will say the match was good because, of course, I'm not saying I had low expectations. I never said the match was going to be bad or awful. I just think our expectations right off the bat were way too high. And I will say mine were exceedingly low. And the match wasn't horrible. The match was not horrible, but it definitely was not Taker's best.
Clarify, you're saying our expectations were too high?
Yeah, your expectations were way too high.
I mean, expectations, I don't know. I don't think they were too high. I think I knew exactly.
Everybody wanted the spot. If Shane didn't
if Shane didn't do that, I didn't want the spot.
If Shane didn't do that spot, though, would we be talking about this match?
Yeah. Yes, I would be. I thought the match.
Even without the spot, I think the match was good.
I thought the match was okay.
I think it should have been main event still.
I think there was great storytelling in the match.
Oh yeah,
I think there was. It showed, and yes, the spot did add a different variable to the match. It showed that Shane would do anything to get what he wanted, and that was control of Raw.
Absolutely. I mean, the storytelling was there, the psychology was there. From Shane's point, I still was like, Taker could have just been like, yeah, you know what, you're right. I'm on my way out, so do I care? You can go ahead and beat me. You earned it.
Maybe the psychology on the side of the Undertaker.
You think it's been 7 years since Shane's been back in the ring? You think
he still got it?
He still got it.
I mean, yeah.
He never really had it.
He never really had it.
But whatever he had when he left, he still got it.
He's like, yeah, I can jump off of that. You got it.
I can still jump off.
Did you see any ring rust in Shane McMahon?
I mean, but granted, Shane never really had ring skills.
Shane is like that bicycle you leave outside. I mean, it works. Oh, but that rust is not going away.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, and mind you, it's not ring rust. Mm-hmm. He was never like an in-ring guy.
Yeah.
But whatever he had when he was there wrestling, he still has.
Yeah.
He still has the same energy. Still has the same drive to make the show as crazy as possible.
Yeah.
All right.
That spot says a lot. Was I not saying, Shane, don't do the spot. Shane, don't do the spot.
All right. Let's talk about Raw real quick. Just to wrap this thing up, and then we've got a lot to talk about. 3 debuts on Raw. Apollo Crews, Barry Corbin debut on Raw, and then you got Anderson Cass debut on Raw. Now, Apollo Crews, what do you think? Too early? Too early for him to debut, or?
NXT's about. I mean, it may seem on paper that NXT got raped as far as the roster goes, but we thought that last year when all those guys got called up. We thought. So I'm not too concerned with NXT. My issue with Apollo Crews' debut was they announced it before he came up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
it
my
ruined.
too.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like, hey, congrats, happy birthday! I got you this. Open it tomorrow.
Yeah.
It took away a little bit of that.
It would have been nicer.
Yeah,
The surprise
I mean,
element.
you could have had Tyler Breeze come out there and be like, "I'm the Prince of Pretty. I'm the Prince of Pretty. I deserve better than being in a jobber battle royal." Not necessarily using that word because he would never see TV again if he used that.
All right, Josh.
He could let out an open challenge and Apollo Crews could have answered. That probably would have been a better way to book it.
Yeah. Agreed.
The debut that I absolutely loved was Enzo and Cass.
They stole the show.
It was very Jericho-esque what they did with the Dudleys.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing I felt that was kind of awkward about it is that their music hit, they came out, walked past the Dudleys, and then cut the promo on them in the ring. I just thought it would be more sense if the Dudleys stayed in the ring and Enzo and Cass cut the exact same promo on the stage, but that's just me nitpicking.
Yeah, I think the opposite. I think it's a great thing that they walked past the Dudleys because you got to look at it in the sense of like think of it as a mountain, right? And
But
Enzo and Cass are
but
trying
the
to.
Dudleys are not at the top of that mountain anymore.
No, they're not. They're declining on that mountain. So on the way up, you got to see what's going down.
Yeah.
And they walked right past them like they didn't care. They weren't intimidated by the Dudleys. The Dudleys were nothing to them. And then they went in the ring and ripped them a new asshole because Enzo.
Dude, Enzo brushes.
I don't know how.
This is a PG show.
Ain't no damn PG on YouTube. I'll tell you that much. Look. Enzo, I don't think he practiced that. I don't think he rehearsed that. I think that was off the rip, but he nailed it. I've seen Enzo do a lot of promos on NXT.
He does promos about brushing his teeth.
Yeah,
brushing his teeth.
But we've seen a lot of his promos live, and some are very good, and then some fall short. This was like the best Enzo promo I've heard.
All right, now you have Baron Corbin fight Dolph Ziggler. I think it's a great way to start a feud for Corbin.
Now we're looking at Ziggler. Ziggler, you're the enhanced guy. Sorry.
Oh well.
Yeah. Sorry,
well.
Sorry, Ziggles.
I think the best segment of the night had been the New Day with the Cheerio, the whole Lion King.
Oh.
The whole Lion King.
Bootio! That was great.
Everything about New Day is what's right in wrestling.
Yeah.
They can't fail. Get in here, guys.
And then you have the Fatal 4-Way. Yeah, we thought it was going to be Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens versus AJ versus Chris Jericho, but during the backstage, Sami Zayn got hurt by Kevin Owens, the powerbomb. And then the replacement out of nowhere, Cesaro comes in, the next Mr. Transformer. I mean,
Transporter.
Transporter.
Mr. Transporter.
Yeah.
He does look like Jason Statham.
But I love the new gear.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Cesaro has to come out like that every single time.
He's got to do it.
Yeah.
He
has to.
You
Wrestle
do it
in
one
the
time
suit or rip it
it
off. Those are the only two ways Cesaro does it.
Yeah.
From now on.
I like the fact that Cesaro's back. And I don't think it mattered that he lost in the Fatal 4-Way. I know that was sort of a concern when he came back.
He didn't take the pin.
He didn't take the pin, so it's not like he really lost the match. Do you think, I know we talked about it earlier, do you think it was a missed opportunity to possibly bring somebody else into the match?
No.
Yes.
Yes. He
Yes.
says yes. Jason,
yes.
talk about it.
I would use that spot for Samoa Joe.
But have Samoa Joe lose?
I mean, if I would have had Samoa Joe if he would debut, and I would have him go over, face Roman Reigns, and begin this anti-Samoan storyline because Joe is not an NOI, and not all Samoans are related to that family, and he wants to take the one thing you treasure, and that's the title. But that would be hot-shotting him. But with what they're going with now, I'm also not bitter that it's not Joe. I mean, Joe needs more time on NXT than he's on NXT.
Joe comes in, wins the Fatal 4-Way. A lot of people be like, "Oh, well, Joe's gonna become the next champ."
No, I don't think that.
You cannot bring Joe in and like, "Oh, well, he's gonna lose the next pay per view." Just so you know, he's gonna win.
We can say that now with AJ Styles.
Yeah, because AJ's gonna lose.
Well, AJ already lost.
Yeah, but
he hasn't fought. His first loss was not a title match, though. Think about it.
No, but it doesn't matter. The Fatal 4-Way would have been Joe's first match. But I think there's another way you could have booked this. If Jericho wasn't in the match and you had another face with AJ, I think Joe would have been the right choice because then you could have gone Joe, Owens, AJ, and maybe even Sammy, and take Jericho out of the match.
Right.
And then it would have worked for Joe to win, But even Joe could have took Sammy out, and they could have left, and then AJ beats Owen.
Have a
I
mystery
see
person
Joe coming in,
You gotta come in more.
the way I see Joe coming in, it's going to be for Intercontinental title. I think Joe is going to take that title, and he's going to dominate. Just
so
like
he's gonna
Kevin
fight Miz?
Owens. Just like Kevin Owens did. He got the title, dominated it, and then from there he's going
He
to move
came
on.
in and beat John Cena.
Yeah.
You can't get bigger than that.
Yeah. And then he's
Outside
going
of winning the world
to
title.
move on to the WWE title, which that's the way you see it now is what Kevin Owens doing.
Yeah.
But he has the roadblock with Sami Zayn. Once he passed that, he's going to go for a title.
But either way, I just don't say it was you use the word missed opportunities, like saying WWE screwed up on this one. I don't think they did, because I think the seeds are planted with AJ Styles and Roman Reigns.
I don't think it's
I mean,
a mess
we
up.
all have our theories.
Yeah.
My theory involves a possible feud between these two, and by the time these two are in the middle of their feud, Seth Rollins will possibly be coming back. Ambrose is still a face. We could have a possible Bullet Club versus Shield, type of thing, because Gallows and Anderson were backstage this weekend for all the events. They weren't used, so it's just a matter of time before they show up.
Superstar of the week for you, and why you rate this whole weekend?
For the weekend?
The weekend. Doesn't matter if he was on Takeover. Doesn't matter if it's on Raw
Superstar
or
of the
Mania.
weekend
For
goes to Sami Zayn for nearly dying against Shinsuke Nakamura, making him look like $1 million, giving him the proper debut, and to go out and still have a fantastic ladder match and his showing against Kevin Owens, and still did that spot on Monday night going through the table. I mean, Sami Zayn is your Iron Man for the next part. So I would say Sami Zayn's my superstar of the weekend.
JC, how you doing?
How you doing? Sami Zayn did have a great weekend. Cool.
This was the weekend of Zayn.
But we've seen Sammy have these weekends before. He's not the superstar of the weekend. The superstar of the weekend, hands down, is Shinsuke Nakamura. That debut, his effect on the NXT roster is about to be seen heavily. His impact on that roster now, with everyone leaving, he's going to be the forefront. I give Shinsuke the one. He only had one match this weekend. Two. Two. I guess we'll see tonight more.
Let's just say
tonight's Wednesday.
Of the weekend.
Last night for you guys, but I think Nakamura gets superstar of the weekend.
You Miguel? Your superstar of the weekend.
Mine's a toss up though. It's between
Choose one. You can't have two
it's between
superstars
Charlotte
of the
and
week.
Shane.
Charlotte and Shane?
But I might have to give it to Shane.
You better pick Charlotte.
No. He served you. He went Shane.
I went Shane. I think Shane, because there was a lot of doubt on him coming into the match, and he proved a
But
lot.
he's not even the superstar.
But it doesn't matter.
Okay,
It doesn't matter.
Man of the week goes to Shane McMahon.
It goes to Shane. Everybody was doubting him the whole entire night. Can he pull it off? And he did.
Yeah, but I just feel it's like that. The whole payoff of the match, like the whole deal was, Shane Wentz takes care of. He gets Raw. So what happens? Vince comes out. All right, Shane, you got Raw tonight. I'm like,
Yeah.
And then what happened last night?
No, yeah, but I'm saying.
Which
But
is
it's one
why.
night.
Which is why I still say why.
It's one.
No, but
one
I'm
night,
saying
but
like
we'll
I'm
see.
saying due to all the injury, like the whole match, I think he pulled off what he had to pull off
Yeah.
to make the match
He
real
did.
good.
Yeah, he did.
And
I'm not
no
taking any-
disrespect to Charlotte
No.
and Sasha Banks and Becky. They did a phenomenal
Even though
job.
they just
They stole the show.
Even
I
though
think
they redefined women's wrestling.
I
in
think
WWE.
Charlotte. Maybe Sasha Banks is going to be the next Mrs. WrestleMania, or it could be Charlotte.
There was never a.
There was never a.
Well, we had
She
a
will be
Mister,
first.
but
We're
I
we're about to
think
get a Miss WrestleMania.
I think
that's
we'll
for
have
sure.
a Miss WrestleMania between Charlotte and Sasha. Well, you never know. Maybe Bailey comes out next year and steals her show, and she could be the next Miss.
Hugs.
So okay, we got the superstar of the week.
All right, so
What is? Hold on, before we go into that, real quick. Best and worst match of the weekend. You don't have to explain it. Just name them.
Best match: Shinsuke versus Sami Zayn. Worst match: I would have to. Rock is not a match, right? That doesn't count.
No, that doesn't
Okay,
count.
that was horrible. Worst match: I would have to say. I'm gonna have to go with just because of the build and hype. I'd say Ambrose and Lesnar.
Okay, cool. My best match of the weekend was definitely the triple threat women's match because of the great impact that it had on women's wrestling. Great match. And then 2, the worst match of the weekend was Usos versus Dudleys, which is bad.
I know.
Worst match for me was Dean versus Brock Lesnar. Best match, I think it's the Fatal 4-Way. I think we got the triple threat at Mania with the Hell in a Cell. Then you got
only pick one match.
I know, but it's hard though.
Just pick one match.
But then you got also you also got
the hardest ones to make.
You got Sami Zayn versus.
Yo,
let me finish. Did I interrupt you when you were talking just now?
It's just 4 matches for the
and then you had the Fatal.
He would straight shoot on you, man.
Yo,
take it how you want it.
And then you had the Fatal 4-Way at Raw, which was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. It's hard to choose, man. It was hard.
It's not that hard.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Yes,
it was good, but
it was good. All these matches were good. You know what? But if I really had to choose one, I would have to go with the triple threat. The women's title.
Yeah.
I'll
take it.
That's good.
All right. So Miguel's got the rumor report.
All right. Here's the rumors that I found today. Brie Bella did retire officially, but the WWE is not going to acknowledge it until next season of Total Divas comes on.
Which, shout out to Brie Bella. Best application of the Yes Lock I've ever seen.
Yes.
Oh, that was amazing. That was the thing of beauty.
Talking about Total Divas, 3 new cast members will be added while 3 will be leaving. 3 new cast members are Naomi is going to return back. Renee is going to be added in. Maurice is going to be added into it. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 4. And Lana supposedly going to be added in. But
hopefully the ones leaving Total Divas get that push.
And then we have Alicia Fox,
No.
Rosa Mendez, and Mandy Rose would not be joining next season's cast.
Oh, well, the other 2.
Okay. I think Rosie should be just retired right now, and just you haven't seen that.
Bye.
Apollo Crews will be fighting Elias Sampson tonight, so this could be the last time we see Apollo Crews on NXT.
I hope Elias Sampson looks good tonight. I care about Elias.
If you're wondering what happened to John Cena Monday, John Cena is not fully clear. He was just cleared to be at Mania to do the spot against The Rock, but he's returning back in the middle of the summer so he can start his SummerSlam program.
If you look at that spot, his right shoulder was completely limp the whole time. He was nursing the entire thing. So he's definitely not ready to go. The Super Cena powers, the Sensu beans that he takes, I think they're starting to lose less in their effect.
All right, as of Monday, I think we can talk about the next pay-per-view. I feel we could see the Dudleys versus Enzo and Cass. That's one match. Natalya against Charlotte could be the women's next feud. And then we have AJ versus Roman as the next feud.
I mean, the pay-per-view after Mania, it seems to be... It's normally booked with a lot of rematches, and if they go this route, it's a nice change of pace. Yes. So I'm definitely all for it. Like I said, the jury's out there on, with Roman Reigns as champ. I like the whole little... I actually enjoyed the little promo about him on Monday night saying, I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm the guy. I think we're going to see the essence of that heel turn that everyone's having wet dreams about. I think the seeds are planted, and I think they're going to be It's not going to happen right away.
It's cheeks. It's garbage.
It's not. The heel turn's not going to happen right away. It's going to be a slow burn effect, and eventually Roman will give 0 fucks, and we'll see.
Hopefully he'll start signing his name in the air.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
I never saw
wearing
the NXT
suits.
Roman Reigns. I feel bad.
Watch it. It's on the WWE Network.
How much is that again?
$9.99.
Oh, all right. I have a debit card.
I just want to say, it was a good first episode. I enjoyed it. I know we still have to work on some stuff. It's not going to be perfect until a while.
This is definitely a rough draft, but
it was good.
Places.
Guys, I think it's a beautiful start to a beautiful friendship.
Well, guys, again, thank you guys for watching. All of the smarks and marks out there. You guys are great.
Nothing wrong with being a mark, by the way.
Nothing wrong at all.
Not an insult.
Not at all. Appreciate you watching. Make sure to comment on the comment section below and tell us what you guys think about Raw after Mania, or what is it?
Monday Night Mania.
Monday Night Mania. Hashtag Monday Night Mania. What do you think about WrestleMania 32 and what you thought of Takeover Dallas? It's JC, Miguel.
Oh, you can catch me on Twitter, Facebook. Miguel Kaplan on Facebook. DJ Dynasty 3 on Twitter. JC?
I guess you take that back.
Don't follow me on Twitter because I don't tweet. Follow this movement that we're doing right here. The Lock Up Wrestling Podcast. Okay? That's what I want you to follow. I want you to follow us and just enjoy everything that we say and hate everything that Jason says.
Yeah,
because what he says is crap. Tell him he sucks. Give him some real heat because this guy is the heel of the cinch. Okay?
I will wear my heat like Eva Marie does pants.
All right.
Well, thank you guys so much for episode 1, the inaugural edition of the Lock Up Wrestling Podcast. We appreciate you guys. Much love. Peace.
What was that? You can stop now. No. Seriously, I think you can stop. You can put your fingers down.
Just gotta press record again.
Oh, I gotta pee.
You gotta pee?
I'm like
go
squeezing.
pee.
No. Marathon. Once I sit, I stay.
Ain't no stopping me, no! You can't ride with me.